Day 2. And now, you're going to be dissected. I have chocolate. Numb. Alright, so. What I'm going to do, cut a hole along the seam, long enough for a zipper to cover. And we're going to put the bag in. Sew the bag into there first. And then I'm hoping today we can work on the straps. But I know that's going to be a whole process. But maybe we'll just start sewing the straps today. I think that's what we'll do. And I still have to figure out the arms. First things first, let's cut Miku open. Alright, so Miku has been dissected, right? What I did was I took one of these clothes hangers, pulled it straight, and I basically bent it in a way like that. So we have one arm, and then I just bent this because you can't really cut these wires. These are actually really thick. I just bent this back and forth until it broke off, and then twisted the ends here and like bent them around, twisted them. So I didn't have any like super pointy parts, metal wire that would puncture Miku. But basically right now, because that's in there, you have a really straight like T-pose Miku. And if I wanted to, you have to bend it so Miku could do this. And what I also added on is I have this, right? I don't use this like ever. So what I did is I took, this is a thing that holds your phone, by the way. I took these pliers and I pulled this piece off. There was 3 of them. Now I only have one of them. You know where I can put this. Basically what it is I put this in the hands, right? So you can still move the hands at a more specific angle. And they are foam, so those aren't going to puncture anything. So you can have the arm like that, and then you can bend up. You know, so now you have like, that's from this piece right here, bending it up, and then the metal part is bending it forward. The one problem with the wire being in there is that it takes a little bit of strength or work to move back, but it holds really well in the meantime. So I think that's good from where it is. You know, it's structurally sound. You can bend it how you want. So what we're going to do next is sew the bag into Miku. We're going to have to put the bag in to begin with. And also one thing I found when I was cutting into Miku and like separating some space from the cotton here is that there is a little bit, I'm not sure if you can see it, of a ball, like of already a skeleton. You see right here, this piece right here. So it's like a foam piece, which I was wondering how structurally sound it was. This is basically pushing the cotton out. So you have a skeleton, cotton, and then a fabric, which is interesting. It seems like it goes all the way down to the body as well, which is why it's so solid. If it was all just cotton, it probably wouldn't have this, but I'm not going to pull it all the way out because I don't want to ruin Miku any more than what I have to. But I am going to push it to the side so that we can fit this bag in. And with that being said, let's start a fucking montage. So one thing about sewing, hand sewing, is that you want to make sure where not only your needle is, but where your thread is on both sides. Once you make the thread between 2 pieces of fabric, you pull it all the way through, and you have one finger guiding where the loop is. Because if you just let it go, it can get knotted up, and then you can't pull it all the way through the two pieces, and you have to restart by cutting it, and then blah 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 blah, time consuming stuff. And I just put a needle in my teeth sometimes so I can pull it through, because sometimes I just take a long stretch of string. You always want to make sure you have more string than you need than less than what you have. And I would be using it as a sewing machine if I could, but the reason why I can't use a sewing machine is because we have Miku's head, which is a really steep angle. Like I'm sewing these together, right? And I just can't fit this underneath the sewing machine. So I resorted to this, which is still a good thing to do, whether you're creating Miku into a bag or making a cosplay. I swear, it's just Miku's head, alright? It's just sewn back up. There's no fluff that can escape. I would recommend not putting anything that can stain inside, because if it does, you have to wash it, and good luck washing Miku. All I have to do, though, is sew the zipper on. I will have it unzipped when I sew it so that I don't have any tension, causing me to have an in like a weird, out of sync sew, out of line. These aren't the best sews, I will say. You can clearly see they're not great, but the zipper will cover them up anyway, so it doesn't matter. And there we have it. I unfortunately didn't get to the straps today. I wish I did, but I don't think I'll have time for that. But you can see here I have nice stitches that go along the zipper. You can zip it up. Perfect. Ready to go. You can, when you zip it down, you can still feel that skeleton I was talking about earlier. And do not use this for wrong ideas. I'm watching you. But stay tuned for tomorrow. I also wanted to say I was out on a railroad today and I found this Sparker. All right, that's all. Ow.